I am Zane, a relationship consultant and psychologist, and here on STR TV, I want to talk about a truth many of you have witnessed, but struggled to put into words. The moment when the narcissist finally exposes himself. It is not always dramatic, but it is always revealing. The charm slips, the mask cracks, and the person who worked so hard to control every image and every story shows the world exactly who they really are. In that moment, they do not just harm others, they embarrass themselves. These moments can feel like sudden revelations to those around them, but often they are the result of countless smaller cracks building up over time, until one day, the facade simply cannot hold. When that mask falls, it is not just uncomfortable for the narcissist, it is devastating because it unmasks the hollowness they have been trying so hard to hide. Let's dig in deeply. Number 1. The cracks always show. Narcissists live behind carefully crafted masks. They build personas that look flawless, kind, generous, even selfless at times. They are experts in presenting the version of themselves they think the world will admire. But no one can perform forever. The cracks always start small, a slip of the tongue, a flash of anger, an inconsistency in their own lies. The people who have been closest to them usually see it first, and eventually, everyone else catches on too. This is not just exposure, it is self-exposure. The longer they try to keep up the act, the more exhausting it becomes, and the more obvious the strain is to anyone paying attention. And when those cracks start showing, they often do not realize that every small slip is stitching together a larger, undeniable truth for everyone watching. Number 2, the moment they overreach. There comes a point when the narcissist pushes too far. Maybe they tell one too many lies, pick one too many fights, or demand too much control. Their hunger for admiration or power leads them to take risks, to make outrageous claims, or to manipulate one person too many. That is when the world stops clapping. People start questioning, and the illusion begins to crumble. The nice guy act or the charismatic leader persona cannot save them from the weight of their own overreach. What they think is brilliance or confidence starts to look like arrogance or desperation to those around them. And the harder they try to recover that admiration, the faster they spiral into behaviors that only expose them further. Number 3, the embarrassment they cannot hide. What is striking is how deeply humiliating this is for them. Narcissists survive on image. They curate it, polish it, defend it at all costs. Their sense of identity is bound tightly to how they are perceived. But when they are exposed, when their cruelty, selfishness, or deceit is seen, is not just a blow to their reputation. It is an ego injury so profound they scramble to patch it. They will lash out, play the victim, or rewrite the story, but the shame lingers, even if they will never admit it. And it is in this shame that they feel truly cornered, because for a narcissist, humiliation is worse than anger. Worse than rejection, it is the one thing they cannot spin into power. Number 4, why exposure is inevitable. Because manipulation is not sustainable. Because lies eventually trip over each other. Because you cannot pretend to care forever if you do not. Time works against narcissists. Sooner or later, the truth leaks out not because someone forces it, but because they cannot keep up the performance they built for themselves. No matter how clever or calculating they are, their contradictions eventually reveal them. Every fake apology, every empty promise, every moment of exaggerated charm leaves a trail. And eventually, that trail leads straight back to them. The very skills they use to manipulate half-truths, shifting stories, carefully constructed images become the reasons they are caught in the end. If you have been hurt by someone like this, there is a strange comfort in knowing that their own actions will one day reveal who they are. It may not happen quickly, but it happens. They will embarrass themselves. They will lose the control they fought for, and you will not need to do a thing to make it happen. Their exposure is their own doing. You may never get the apology or recognition you deserve, but you will see the world slowly piece together the truth. And there is healing in that, not because it erases the pain, but because it reminds you that you were not wrong to see what you saw, to feel what you felt. Have you ever seen a narcissist's mask fall off in real time? What did that moment look like for you? Share your story in the comments. I read every one. And on the next episode of STR TV, We will talk about why narcissists fear being forgotten even more than being hated. Till then, trust this. The truth always finds its way through the cracks.